A rare hailstorm hits New Providence amid wild weather, days after Grand Bahama experienced similar conditions. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is in the weather center off the top. Also, 2 security guards shot in a busy shopping center in a broad daylight shooting. Plus, determined to bring him home, investigators say they will not let up until they find missing 16-year-old Devin Isaacs. Then in our news at 7:30, our focus turns to Grand Bahama as a GB Power Company employee is reportedly electrocuted. What investigators are saying about this latest industrial incident. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Candino Knowles, a Grand Bahama Power Company employee in hospital tonight following an electrocution accident at Freeport Power Plant on Peel Street this afternoon. Sources telling us the man in his 50s, mid-50s, has been employed with the power company for about 15 years. We are following this, and we'll have more on that coming up in our news at 7:30. But for now, we've been keeping an eye on the weather for the past several weeks, and today's wild weather brought a rare sight for residents in New Providence. A thunderstorm produced hail earlier today. It came days after Grand Bahama had similar weather conditions. This afternoon, the Department of Meteorology issued a severe thunderstorm warning, alerting the public to the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms, which could cause strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, and possible waterspout activity, as well as heavy downpours with possible hail. And as you can see in those videos there being circulated online today, even the hail was reported in several communities in eastern and southern New Providence. And for more on this and your first look at temperatures, meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. And Greg, we've seen hail, we've had some rain that folks were praying for last week when we had those bushfires, and this heat wave as well. I mean, now hail.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, we've been having quite a bit of unusual weather. The heat dome, that's courtesy of a mid-upper level ridge that was in the Gulf of Mexico. It moved across us.
Sure.
That kept us rather warm. Today we got a share of the hail. Grand Bahama, as you mentioned earlier, they had their hail. And how we get hail? Basically, thunderstorms, the very top of the thunderstorms are very cold, air mass above. And we get the rainfall, the raindrops falling through the clouds. We have updrafts and downdrafts. And these are updrafts and downdrafts tend to push these raindrops into the top part of the cloud, and we do start to see those raindrops turning to ice. So as they continue this rotation, they get heavy enough to fall out. Hence, we get the hail. So yeah, people saw the hail early today, and it was a spectacular sight. But we got our share. Central and Southeast Bahamas now going to get some of that. But we'll show that shortly and look at the satellite picture. But it is nice outside right now. It cleared up quite a bit, 84 degrees, few clouds. It's still a bit on the warm side. West winds, at 9 miles per hour, feels like temperature. Comfortable, 86 degrees on the outside. Temperatures around the islands right now, 84 in Freeport, 82 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, as well as in Governor's Harbor. 83 Allenstown, Bimini, Nicholstown, Andros, the Big Yard. You guys are 85 as well as in Great Harbor Key. Central Bahamas, 85. Kemps Bay, and then we pick up 83s, Georgetown, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Deadman's Key. Over in Coburn Town, San Salvador, you guys are 78. And in the Southeast Bahamas, 83 in Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Cricket Island, Delectable Bay, my favorite spot there. 84 in Abraham's Bay, Providenciales, Turks and Caicos Islands, you guys are 79. And down in Deep South, Matthewtown in Agua, you round out a temperature profile at 85. Satellite radar composite showing the unsettled weather that's been plaguing the northern islands, now pushing into the central and southeastern islands, and we got a little bit of action here with the hail. As Andros actually got some thunderstorm activity as well. Most of the activity will continue to push towards the south. That's all courtesy of an upper level trough that's been moving across the area for the last couple of days. So we're looking for some more unsettled weather down south. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. A look at your extended forecast is still to come.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, a broad daylight shooting in the midst of heavy rainfall, landing 2 security guards in hospital after an armed robbery. Police called to a busy shopping area where they met two wounded guards still alive. Joshua Williams was on the scene.
Two security guards, lucky to be alive tonight, shot in an attempted armed robbery in broad daylight at the Palmdale Shopping Center, the area in front of RBC and Lowe's Pharmacy, the crime scene. Top brass from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, part of the investigating team, led by Police Commissioner himself, Clayton Fernando.
They were about to enter Lowe's Pharmacy. At the time, they were in possession of two deposit bags that was collected from another business establishment when a small Japanese vehicle pulled up. One individual exited that vehicle. He was armed with a handgun and demanded cash. The officers tried to make their way into the store. Shots were fired and both security officers were shot.
As for what was taken from the crime scene,
Sealed deposit bags. One was taken and we have the other that dropped from the individual.
police say the shooting victims were alert when treated and transported from the scene. This video obtained by Our News from inside the bank, moments after the shooting, shows a wounded security officer lying outside, with confused patrons looking on. Retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Bishop Hewlin Hanna identifies one victim as Mr. Seymour from his congregation.
He's a regular attendant at the Church of God of Prophecy on a regular Sunday morning. He is a common sight to see sitting in the church. And so when I got the information that he was shot, the next natural thing was to be here at his side.
Today's shooting, a real cause of concern for police.
It is unacceptable that in a hub you can have this happening prime time. People are coming out to lunch, people are doing banking and whatever else they do, and this happened. It's an assault on the national security of our country.
Now, the commissioner is also encouraging you business owners to utilize the resources provided by police when carrying out these transactions.
Get to know your commanders. Get to know your commanders. Even while standing here, processing the scene, we saw business owners casually pulled up and went to the deposit area and just placed the deposit bag in there with no care whatsoever.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks for that, Josh. And now to another story we've been following. Missing 16-year-old Devin Isaacs. Police issued a Marcos alert for the teen on Monday afternoon, and today, Police Commissioner Fernando was asked about the case. He says investigators are making significant strides and are determined to bring the teen home.
We are following some leads as to where this individual may be, and hopefully between now and the end of the day, we will find him safe and sound.
And the family recently telling reporters they didn't believe police acted quickly enough when he was first reported missing. Fernando had this to say about that.
Get the facts, and it's two sides of the story. Officers was on board with that from day one. They even went as far as getting footage, checking the area, as mentioned, do some door-to-door and trying to reach out to individuals, some of his friends. Officers on top of that investigation. The Marco alerts, as you are aware, is for young children, but this individual is 16 years, but we still used our initiative and said we will send it out because that is a missing person, that still is a child.
All right, and we are still following this story. We spoke with the missing teen's mother this morning. We've got that full story coming up in Our News at 7:30. And the commissioner also giving us an update on a recent marijuana and gun find that happened last Wednesday. The commissioner saying that officers found the drugs weighing over 153 pounds along with 13 pistols and 2 high-powered rifles. He says traffic officers stopped the man on John F. Kennedy Drive and searched his home shortly after.
On searching a bedroom, they came across those weapons. It's 13 pistols and 2 high-powered rifles with a number of ammunition and just over 153 pounds of marijuana, street value of some $370,000.
And that wasn't the only find last week. Commissioner advising that customs officers, they also found 9 pistols in a box along with ammunition and marijuana.
Custom officers at the freight terminal at the international airport, along with their K9, on examination, of a box. They discovered 9 pistols with an assortment of ammunition, and a quantity of marijuana was found in a box at that terminal. As you could see just in front of me, the 9 pistols were recovered.
Thanks, Greg. And still to come on Our News, our island adventures return. Our News to the Island series presented by the Out Island Promotion Board is back tonight on a week-long journey to Crooked Island. But first, Treasure Key gets a $4 million sewer upgrade. Residents relieved as the new system replaces infrastructure destroyed by Hurricane Dorian. And the health minister says physicians will be brought to the table for input on a new hospital. The story when Our News returns. Water this clear, people this friendly, views this breathtaking deserve a close-up on our TV screens. Industrious by nature, the people that call this untouched Bahamian landscape home can't wait to show it off. Come go with us to one of the most uniquely Bahamian destinations, Crooked Island. It may be far-flung, but this journey will bring them closer to home. Our News to the Islands presents the true essence of Crooked Island, a week of down-home conversations and adventures. And you deserve to see it all.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure. A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stocks be the...
Treasure Key residents now breathing a sigh of relief thanks to a new $4 million sewer system. It replaces the infrastructure that was destroyed by Monster Storm Dorian nearly 5 years ago. Those behind the massive install say this new system is resilient and durable. Berthany McDermott spoke exclusively to engineers who spearheaded the initiative.
The more than $4 million upgrade was possible thanks to funding from Treasure Key residents and the government. Water and Sewage Corporation acting engineer Finney Austin says the system could manage over 300,000 gallons of sewage per day.
What the corporation did is we rehabilitated and upgraded the sewer system by installing 14 lift stations with control panels being supplied 3-phase power by BPL. We installed 2 standby generators at the largest lift station and over 16,000 feet of sewer force main.
Moving forward, power outages will not impact residents' ability to access potable water. Hurricane Dorian completely decimated the old system back in 2019. Water and sewage employees had to manually pump sewage daily, but that's now a thing of the past. Braun Limited was brought on as a consultant on the project. Managing Principal Kevin Sweeting explains the system got a complete overhaul. As for what makes it resilient,
adding in new manholes ahead of the pump station so we had some additional capacity. That was a recommendation from our contractor, and a very experienced contractor who would have made that recommendation. We would have also installed the control panels on a concrete and block stand, whereas before it was on a metal stand that was more susceptible.
But with the new system requires training. Assistant Engineer Ian Clark says local WSC workers were trained by Zola, the equipment installed there.
I'll say the number was about 15 that were trained, and to continue to monitor the system, daily, you're looking at about 3 to 4 persons to continue to monitor the system every day.
Apex Underground Utilities was contracted to construct the system. President Gregory Miller says WSC is now more than equipped.
This project probably was the first project that I think Water and Sewage actually bought a lot of spares. Spares such as extra panels, extra fuses, contactors, floats, pumps, and I mean, Water and Sewage went over and beyond.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Meanwhile, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville says physicians will be consulted about the new $290 million hospital slated for New Providence. Last week, physicians expressed concern that hospital plans had been disclosed to the public before they had any opportunity for consultation. To that, the health minister says,
I think everyone is looking for specific consultation where we bring every group together. I made it very clear in my town hall meeting. What we presented was a feasibility study, and that feasibility study revolves around our medical planners. Physicians who work in our tertiary healthcare facilities are always consulted. I can speak about what's going on at the Rand Memorial Hospital and the construction of that facility. Our physicians are pretty much consulted every step of the way to ensure that on completion of the facility, they would have a facility that they completely participated in the design. So when you start talking about the design build concept, all physicians will be completed and all the relevant disciplines would be brought into play.
Dr. Darville says there are still many elements to work through, promising that all physicians and subspecialties will have the opportunity to offer input.
A feasibility study is to look at the possibility in order to go to the international community to receive funding. We had our first town hall meeting where we unveiled the possibility. The next step would be the Ministry of Environment will do their town hall meetings. Once we feel that the environmental impact is conducive to the community, then we would start speaking about going into more contractual agreements, and all our physicians and all subspecialties will be brought to the table for input.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world as the International Criminal Court seeks an arrest warrant for the Israeli Prime Minister and leaders of Hamas. Plus, one dead and 30 others reportedly injured as a Singapore Airlines flight hits heavy turbulence. And Haiti's main international airport reopens after nearly 3 months. The details when our news returns. Water this clear, people this friendly, views this breathtaking deserve a close-up on our TV screens. Industrious by nature, the people that call this untouched Bahamian landscape home can't wait to show it off. Come go with us to one of the most uniquely Bahamian destinations, Crooked Island. It may be far-flung, but this journey will bring them closer to home. Our News to the Islands presents the true essence of Crooked Island, a week of down-home conversations and adventures. And you deserve to see it all.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
If you thought Season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for Season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for Season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
So you said you're here for Sally's funeral? How do you know Sally?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be number one? Let's find out.
Water this clear, people this friendly, views this breathtaking, deserve a close-up on our TV screens. Industrious by nature, the people that call this untouched Bahamian landscape home can't wait to show it off. Come go with us to one of the most uniquely Bahamian destinations, Crooked Island. It may be far-flung, but this journey will bring them closer to home. Our News to the Islands presents. This is Our News. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. The chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Karim Khan, is seeking arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Hamas leader in Gaza, Yahya Sinwar. Khan is also pursuing warrants for two other Hamas leaders as well as the Israeli Defense Minister. Khan says there are reasonable grounds to believe these individuals are responsible for war crimes and crimes against humanity. And mourners gathered in Tehran's main square on Monday after a helicopter carrying Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi crashed on Sunday while navigating mountain terrain in heavy fog. The crowd displayed a mix of emotions, with some people crying and others holding posters bearing Raisi's image. A senior Iranian official confirmed that all passengers on the helicopter, including the foreign minister, were killed. According to the Islamic Republic's constitution, a new presidential election must be held within 50 days. Severe turbulence on a London to Singapore flight resulted in one death and several injuries, causing an emergency landing in Bangkok. Singapore Airlines confirmed the flight encountered sudden extreme turbulence over Myanmar. Authorities at Bangkok Airport reported the victim, a 73-year-old British man, likely died from a heart attack. 7 others were seriously injured, including the deceased man's wife, who was taken to a hospital. Passengers described chaotic scenes, with some being thrown into the ceiling due to not wearing seatbelts and numerous others suffering head wounds. And Haiti's main international airport, Toussaint Louverture, reopened on Monday after nearly 3 months of closing due to relentless gang violence. The closure, which began in early March, exacerbated a critical shortage of medications and other essential supplies as the country's main seaport remains paralyzed. Currently, only local carrier Sunrise Airways is operating flights to and from Port-au-Prince. U.S.-based airlines are expected to resume operations by late May or early June. Still to come in Our News, today in history, find out interesting facts about the day that was May 21st. Then in Our News at 7:30, a broad daylight shooting amid heavy rainfall in Palmdale. 2 security guards hospitalized after an armed robbery. We'll tell you the police response straight ahead. And a desperate plea from a mother begging for the safe return of her missing 16-year-old son. This as the community rallies in support. The story when Our News returns.
Bahamas.
Water this clear, people this friendly, views this breathtaking, deserve a close-up on our TV screens. Industrious by nature, the people that call this untouched Bahamian landscape home can't wait to show it off. Come go with us to one of the most uniquely Bahamian destinations, Crooked Island. It may be far-flung, but this journey will bring them closer to home. Our News to the Islands presents the true essence of Crooked Island, a week of down-home conversations and adventures. And you deserve to see it all.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stocks be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not. Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1?
This is our news. Welcome back. It's time now to turn our spotlight on events that shaped the day that was May 21st. On this day in Bahamian history in 1953, a significant event marked the dawn of a new era in Bahamian healthcare. The first baby was born at Princess Margaret Hospital in Nassau. It was a momentous occasion that preceded the hospital's official opening by 10 days. The first birth symbolized hope and progress for the Bahamian people, heralding the beginning of a facility that would play a crucial role in the nation's health and well-being. Princess Margaret Hospital, a non-profit, publicly funded institution, had its foundation laid in 1952 under the name Bahamas General Hospital. It was designed to meet the growing healthcare needs of the Bahamian population, providing a range of medical services previously unavailable on the island. In 1955, 2 years after the birth of that first baby, the hospital was renamed in honor of a royal visit. Princess Margaret, the sister of Queen Elizabeth II, visited the Bahamas, and in her honor, the hospital took on its new name. All right, Our News to the Islands series, brought to you by the Out Island Promotion Board, is back. Tonight, we embark on our week-long visit to Crooked Island. We got a glimpse into this paradise wrapped around the Bight of Auckland. It's renowned for its boating, bone fishing, snorkeling, and diving. Tonight, we'll show you how to get there and present some breathtaking views that will leave you wanting more. Take a look.
It's 8:30 in the morning. We are headed to Crooked Island for a day excursion. This is Pastor Terrence Colley. It's our ferry driver today. And we are super excited to see what Crooked Island has to offer.
Our ferry ride from lovely Bay Aucklands to Cove Point marked the beginning of our incredible journey across the serene waters of the Bight of Aucklands. In just 15 minutes, we arrived, greeted warmly by the locals. Our guide, Marsha Gibson from Gibson's Executive Bus Tour Service.
I would like to first welcome you to Crooked Island.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure having you here.
It is our pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure having you here. Because now we know that we have you here, the world will be able to see us.
Absolutely.
And who better to introduce the wonders of Crooked Island than a native who holds it close to her heart.
So we're leaving the cove and we are headed where?
Into Major Ski.
Major Ski.
Yes.
All right.
And then into Colonel Hill.
All right. What are we going to see in Major Ski?
Well, we have a bonefish resort there.
Yeah. And that's right. Bone fishing, fly fishing.
Yes, yes.
It's what Auckland's and Crooked Island are known for.
Yeah.
Just 10 minutes into our trip, it was evident how proud Marsha is of her home, embodying the spirit of an ambassador for Crooked Island, a place she cherishes deeply,
Now that we're off the ferry from Cove Crooked Island, we are now headed to Majors Key. In order to get there, we've got to pass through Thompson Creek. I'm actually standing in the middle of Thompson Creek Bridge. In the creek, though, I saw 2 turtles. One of them poked his head out of the water at me. I also saw a barracuda. And one of the things I also noticed that our guide told us about was the regrowth of mangroves in this area post-Hurricane Joaquin.
It was back on the bus to continue our ride to Majors Key. En route, Marcia pointed out the stunning powdery sands of Winding Bay. This is just one of the breathtaking views we promise, and my cameraman Rayshard Ferguson couldn't wait to launch the drone to capture these stunning shots. And what a sight to see! Residents have big plans for this area, which we'll delve into later on in our series as we explore life on Crooked Island with some of the most industrious Bahamians you'll ever meet. Stay tuned as we get up close and personal with Majors Key, Colonel Hill, and the tombstone of the Army General after whom Colonel Hill is named. Until next time, reporting from Crooked Island for Our News, I'm Candino Knowles. All right, that was such a great time, and we've got a whole lot more to show you for the rest of the week, so be sure and stay tuned to see our week-long series to Crooked Island. If you want to see that story again, and for all of today's top stories, you can visit ournews.bs. It's going to do it for us in News at 7. Joining us now is Italia Hall with your latest headlines. Italia?
Again, I know we don't have much time, but that was a beautiful story.
Listen,
I want to go.
Listen,
it is
breathtaking. And we only got to show you in that very short piece those 2 clips of Winding Bay. Promise you, it is a view out of this world, and it's so much more.
Stay tuned.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's lots more.
Just want to send a hail out to Miss Marcia Gibson, our tour guide there.
Yeah, I saw her in the video. She seems like a really nice lady.
She was so much fun. But wait, it's so much more stories to show you.
All right.
So you'll get to see her again.
All right, thanks so much, Ken. Well, a broad daylight shooting amid heavy rainfall in Palmdale, and a desperate plea from a mother begging for the safe return of her missing 16-year-old son. Here are your latest headlines.
First tonight on Our News Live at 7:30, heavy rain and hail hammers New Providence today, forcing some to stay indoors. We have the latest from meteorologist Greg Thompson coming up. Plus, a Grand Bahamian man, an employee at the Grand Bahama Power Company, electrocuted at the company's power plant on Peel Street. Also, 2 males shot outside Lowe's Pharmacy in broad daylight in the capital.
Palmetto Point was the center of attention in
Energy conservation is the decision and practice of using less energy. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task. Turning off lights when you leave a room. Unplugging appliances not in use. People conserve to gain more control over their energy bill and to reduce demand on the Earth's natural resources. Bahamas Power and Light Company Limited looks forward to helping our customers eliminate wasted energy. Take this journey with us as we build for better. BPL.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station, open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book.
Welcome to our news. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall. Today's wild weather brought a rare sight for residents of New Providence, hail. It came days after Grand Bahama had similar weather conditions. This afternoon, the Bahamas Department of Meteorology issued a severe thunderstorm warning, alerting the public to the possibility of strong to severe thunderstorms, which could cause strong gusty winds, dangerous lightning, and possible waterspout activity, as well as heavy downpours with possible hail. And as you can see in these pictures which circulated online this afternoon, hail was reported in several communities in eastern and southern New Providence. Well, meteorologist Greg Thompson is live in the Weather Center with the latest. Greg, tell us what's happening.
Well, you got everything you said. Strong thunderstorms, hail, tornadic activity. I saw a post in one of the social media's pages. There was a spin somewhere, I think it's BFM. They had a little spin there, so that's a possible tornado. We'll have to investigate.
And we've seen hail over the past week or so here in the Bahamas and Grand Bahama, now here in the capital. Yeah. This isn't something that we usually see. It's been years.
Not usual. The cause of this is an upper level trough that's dropped across the northern Bahamas, and it's actually progressing towards the south and east. In that trough, which is a dip in the jet stream, there's some cold air mass, and once you get these thunderstorms, it's helping to energize the thunderstorms as well. So once you get the thunderstorms, you get the rainfall. Updraft and downdrafts tend to lift these raindrops into the clouds. The top of the clouds are very cold, so as that raindrop gets in the top of the clouds, it freezes, continues that process, and as it gets larger, it's heavy enough to fall out of the clouds, so we get the hail. Grand Bahama, like you said, you guys had your own, we got ours.
Very heavy.
Yeah. Well, we expect most of the activity to be pushing into the central and southeast Bahamas as we speak. We showed that in our satellite picture. But it is a comfortable 83 outside our studios right now, few clouds. It's a little, we call it still warm. West-northwest winds at 8 miles per hour, feels like temperature still in the mid-80s. Satellite and radar composite showing the unsettled weather across mostly the central Bahamas. We have a lot of thunderstorms popping up across Cuba. That will be moving into the southeast Bahamas. But we had one little thunderstorm across the eastern part of New Providence and the southern portion. That's that big thunderstorm that caused the hail activity that we saw earlier this afternoon. And as I mentioned, most of this activity will continue to push towards the south. A dry air mass is moving in. You know, we had a heat advisory, so we are going to relax that for the northern Bahamas. But we will keep that for the central and southeast Bahamas for at least another day, and then we may have to revise that later on. That's a quick check on conditions around the islands. Stick with us. So look at your extended forecast is still to come.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg. Well, a broad daylight shooting in the midst of heavy rainfall, landing 2 security guards in hospital after an armed robbery. Police called to a busy shopping area in Palmdale, where they met 2 guards with gunshot wounds still alive. Our Joshua Williams was on scene.
2 security guards, lucky to be alive tonight, shot in an attempted armed robbery in broad daylight at the Palmdale shopping center. The area in front of RBC and Lowe's Pharmacy, the crime scene. Top brass from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, part of the investigating team, led by Police Commissioner himself, Clayton Fernando.
They were about to enter Lowe's Pharmacy. At the time, they were in possession of 2 deposit bags that was collected from another business establishment when a small Japanese vehicle pulled up. One individual exited that vehicle. He was armed with a handgun and demanded cash. The officers tried to make their way into the store. Shots were fired and both security officers were shot.
As for what was taken from the crime scene,
sealed deposit bag. One was taken and we have the other that dropped from the individual.
Police say the shooting victims were alert when treated and transported from the scene. This video obtained by Our News from inside the bank, moments after the shooting, shows a wounded security officer lying outside, with confused patrons looking on. Retired Assistant Commissioner of Police Bishop Hewlin Hanna identifies one victim as Mr. Seymour from his congregation.
He's a regular attendant at the Church of God of Prophecy on a regular Sunday morning. He is a common sight to see sitting in the church, and so when I got the information that he was shot, the next natural thing was to be here at his side.
Today's shooting, a real cause of concern for police.
It is unacceptable that in a hub you can have this happening prime time. People are coming out to lunch, people are doing banking and whatever else they do, and this happened. It's an assault on the national security of our country.
Now, the commissioner is also encouraging you business owners to utilize the resources provided by police when carrying out these transactions.
Get to know your commanders. Get to know your commanders. Even while standing here, processing the scene, we saw business owners casually pulled up and went to the deposit area and just placed the deposit bag in there with no care whatsoever.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
All right, thanks so much for that, Josh. Well, a Grand Bahama Power Company employee in hospital tonight after he was electrocuted at the Freeport Power Plant on Peel Street this afternoon. Sources tells us the man is in his mid-50s and has been working for the power giant for some 15-plus years. When Our News arrived on the scene, police could be seen liaising with employees of the power company. Chief Operations Manager Nikita Mullings speaking with Our News this evening about the incident.
Around 3 p.m., we would have received a report of one of our employees receiving an electrical contact at our energy plant. Our team would have immediately contacted all relevant authorities. The employee is indeed conscious and being assessed by a medical team. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family as he recovers.
And that was the Chief Operations Officer, Nikita Mullings, for the Grand Bahama Power Company. While a mother making a desperate plea for the safe return of her 16-year-old son, who's been missing for almost a week, the community has rallied in support, but so far there's been no sign of the young boy.
I never imagined one day that I would be sitting in this position 6 days later and I still can't find my son.
This is 37-year-old Tashana Thompson, the mother of missing teenager Devin Isaacs. Isaacs has been missing since last Wednesday. His mom says the last time she saw her son was just before she went to bed, around 10 that night. 6 days later, and his whereabouts are still a mystery.
And Joey came and he said, "Good night, Mommy." And after he said good night, I said good night to all three. And I know when I fall asleep.
She says not being able to find her son has taken a toll. She hasn't slept in days. Tashana describes her son as a responsible and kind young man. It makes his sudden disappearance all the more baffling. The mother of three works as a security officer at the Ministry of Education, but with a missing son, she hasn't been able to work.
Me personally, I feel as if he might have known the person and he just gone outside to talk to them or whatever, and have hopes to come back upstairs because he have a key. The key's still on the TV. So he had to have known who he went to and just go on to talk to them to come back inside.
Police has been actively investigating Devin's disappearance. A Marcos alert was issued for Devin after 4 p.m. on Monday, but family and friends are leading their search. After losing her mother last year and having to bury her 6-month-old baby back in 2020, Thompson says she can't take another loss. Tonight, the mother says she just wants this nightmare to be over.
My son allergic to peanuts, he lactose intolerant, he have acid reflux and he's an asthmatic. Just release him. Just release him. You could put him on the side of the road. You could trim out your car like a dog. Just release him.
Still to come on Our News, the Princess Margaret Hospital Blood Bank has a new place to call home. Hear all about the commissioning ceremony straight ahead. And it's now the time to invest in Grand Bahama's economy. An RF Bank and Trust executive weighs in when Our News continues. Stay with us. Teaser.
You've seen electric cars on the road, but isn't it time you drive one? Easy Car Sales invites you to experience the smooth, powerful ride and immerse yourself in the luxury and latest tech features. Find out why the Bahamas is going electric. Visit easy242.com and book your test drive now. What are you waiting for? Save money, drive smarter. There's an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales.
Inti Corporation is on the move, day by day, panel by panel, our commitment to sustainable energy becomes more real. With each milestone, INTI redefines what is possible. Not only are the Lucayas solar power projects on the island of Grand Bahama growing in scale, they are setting a new standard for energy independence in the Bahamas. These state-of-the-art solar farms at the Fairfield and Devon sites, once completed, will harness the power of the sun to generate 9.5 megawatts of clean, sustainable energy. INTI is on the move as a beacon of progress and innovation that is rapidly transforming our energy landscape. Witness the future of sustainable energy unfolding on the island of Grand Bahama as INTI Corporation shines brighter than ever. INTI Corporation, powering your world, powering your future.
Water this clear, people this friendly, views this breathtaking deserve a close-up on our TV screens. Industrious by nature, the people that call this untouched Bahamian landscape home can't wait to show it off. Come go with us to one of the most uniquely Bahamian destinations, Crooked Island. It may be far-flung, but this journey will bring them closer to home. Our News to the Islands presents the true essence of Crooked Island, a week of down-home conversations and adventures. And you deserve to see it all.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more.
The new Princess Margaret Hospital Blood Bank has officially been commissioned. A ceremony was held this morning at the new location on First Terrace. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville, as well as Managing Director of the Public Hospitals Authority, Abinet Roll, were in attendance. Roll telling us the old location had issues with mold and air quality, and that the new location would help both these working there as well as the public, those working there rather, as well as the public.
We're very excited for this because not only did we move here, but we did a lot of upgrade to our analyzers, providing that great technology that people need to be able to get the results. Not only that, it removes persons from the environment of having to go to acute hospital to be able to assist others. So we wanted to come to a space that's more homely, they can relax, and then they could donate their bloods. And so very excited, not only for the donors, as well for the patients, as well for the staff.
All right, well, there's been lots of talk about projects set to come on stream for the island of Grand Bahama. It's been announced by both the Grand Bahama Port Authority and government that there are some $2 million worth of investments in the pipeline for that northern island. Carnival's multi-million-dollar cruise port, Celebration Key in East Grand Bahama, is expected to bring in millions of passengers by 2027. Now, during our monthly sit-down with Vice President of Group Head Investment at RF Bank and Trust, David Slatter, he told us that it's time for Grand Bahamians to look at possible investment ideas.
If there's an older condominium unit or apartment complex that is way past its prime, but maybe it's an opportunity to, at a low price, to buy and do some renovations, right? So there may be opportunities for people in Grand Bahama and also people in other parts of the Bahamas, which would bode well for the real estate market in Grand Bahama. As we talked about before, I think we've moved beyond just pure hope to seeing some shovels in the ground and projects actually starting to progress, which is obviously beneficial for Grand Bahama and real estate market. I mean, on Grand Bahama, of course, you've got Doctors Hospital doing their project. There's the school, I'm trying to remember, it's the Western Atlantic. So they've been expanding, so that's positive. Obviously, the Carnival Cruise Port is, progressing nicely. And the Grand Bahama Shipyard, it's 2 new dry docks. When that comes to the island, that'll bode well for, once again, there'll be some experts who come along with that, doing work there. Contractors will need places to stay. They'll need to rent cars. They'll need to consume food and leisure. So those are positives for the economy.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
When our news comes back from the break.
Coming up in sports, Anton Richardson discusses his transition back to the East Coast and another milestone for JJ.
Plus, heavy rain and hail hammers New Providence on this Tuesday. Greg is back with your weather details when our news returns. Stay with us.
Water this clear, people this friendly, views this breathtaking deserve a close-up on our TV screens. Industrious by nature, the people that call this untouched Bahamian landscape home can't wait to show it off. Come go with us to one of the most uniquely Bahamian destinations, Crooked Island. It may be far-flung, but this journey will bring them closer to home. Our News to the Islands presents the true essence of Crooked Island, a week of down-home conversations and adventures. And you deserve to see it all.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
If you thought Season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for Season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for Season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our Bahamian artists. You've been asking for more, and we're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1? Let's.
This is our news. Welcome back. Bahamian Major League coach Anton Richardson talks life with the New York Mets and a local baseball development. Here now with Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors, is Ronaldo Dorset and John Mark Nutt.
Thanks, Natalia, and welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. It's been a season of transition for Anton Richardson from the West Coast with the San Francisco Giants to the East Coast with the New York Mets. Richardson joined the Mets in the offseason as its first base coach, and the team is off to a 26-21 start, 4th in the National League East.
The thing that stands out to me, get to see more of my family and just people from the Bahamas, and just so the East Coast just makes it a lot more easier with connectivity. And then the travel is just not as bad. Like in the West Coast, we always traveling 3+ hours, and in the East Coast, you got an hour trip here, hour and a half, so a lot more easier.
Richardson said that for the Bahamas to continue its development in the sport and spotlight more local talent, more current Bahamians in the minors will need to make the transition to the major leagues. There are approximately 30 Bahamian players at various levels of their respective minor league systems.
And it's exciting, it's exciting to see guys get into AAA, but ultimately, the way I look at it is minor leagues, major leagues, right? And I think whether you're in A-ball, AAA, you're still in the minor leagues, and so we just got to get more guys to cross that line. And so we could enter as many as we want, but until we start to cross that line, we can be in the same situation that we can be in.
Always with an eye on talent development back home, Richardson's LDK Performance organization recently hosted its first international showcase, exposing more budding Bahamian talent.
People coming out of the showcase with opportunities that they would not have had otherwise, makes us as a group feel really, really happy. And so we look forward to continue to do these annual showcases and just continue to create more opportunities for athletes, not just in baseball, but other sports as well.
Jonquil Jones and the New York Liberty continue to roll and remain undefeated on the season. Jones finished with 16 points and 8 rebounds in the Liberty's 74-63 win over the Seattle Storm last night at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. She also added another milestone to an already accomplished career, becoming the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 2,000 rebounds and 250 three-pointers made. The Liberty began the season 4-0 for the first time in 17 years. Jones is averaging 17 points and 9 rebounds per game with 2 double-doubles.
Last year, teams kind of wanted to put me in the actions a lot defensively in terms of being the big and the coverage, and I kind of took that personally, and I've been coming into the season really focusing on that and really trying to execute our defensive schemes and stuff out there. So
after a close game on opening night, the Liberty have won by an average margin of just over 15 points per game. The Liberty will host Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky on Thursday at the Barclays Center. Denzel Daxon had an impressive showing at rookie minicamp and has a unique opportunity to make the Dallas Cowboys' 53-man roster. An undrafted free agent, Daxon recently signed a 3-year, $2.8 million deal with the Cowboys. The NFL announced the expansion of the practice squad for all 32 teams to include one international player. Daxon is one of 28 players that have been granted that international player roster exemption so far. The Cowboys got OTAs underway today at the Star in Frisco, Texas, with 3 days of workouts, and the second week will be hosted May 29th to 31st. Mandatory minicamp begins June 4th. That'll do it for Our Sports, presented by 10th year seniors. For John Mark Nutt, I'm Ronaldo Dorset. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on our news tonight, wild weather conditions in the capital. Greg is back with their extended forecast when our news returns.
A whole new season of Goombay Kids is coming soon. The kids find themselves on more exciting island adventures, meeting mythical characters, pirates, and mermaids as they explore their beautiful island nation. The Goombay Kids learn all about nutrition, marine life, the environment, cultures from around the world, and more, all with the help of the Goombay Kid experts, who are never more than a Goombay gadget away. Get ready to have a Goombay adventure.
If you thought season 1 was amazing, then be prepared for season 2. More amazing artists, more amazing videos, and surprises you won't believe. Will Stax be the first rapper to ever hit #1? Or will Kenya continue her dominant reign? Or will someone new come and shut it all down? Stay tuned for season 2 of 242 The Gospel.
So you said you're here for Sully's funeral? How do you know Sully?
He was my rock and my anchor.
Yeah, he was a good man.
He most certainly was not.
Watch what you say about Sully. Who is this child?
Your sisters. I'm asking you to do a few things for me. Once they are done, you will both receive your inheritance. The Paradise Hotel.
When can I sell? Is this what the hotel is really worth?
Don't take this the wrong way. It isn't really much of a hotel.
This is 242 The Gospel, where we celebrate our redeeming artists. You've been asking for more, and they're here to deliver. Welcome to the second season of 242 The Gospel. Who will be #1? Let's find out.
Water.
Welcome back to our news. Adverse weather conditions in the capital causing some flooding in eastern New Providence. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is back in the Weather Center with your extended forecast. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Natalia, and welcome back, everybody. Reason why we're having this unsettled weather pattern across the area, dip in the jet stream that's bringing some cool air mass across us. And I learned from a trainer, meteorologist, 2 ways to make the atmosphere unstable. Heat it from below and cool it from above. And we have that cool air mass coming in across us, and the heating during the daytime, and that's helping to spark some showers and thunderstorms across the area. But most of this will continue to pull out towards the south and east, so the central and southeast Bahamas will be getting in on the action, and a dry air mass will be moving in. So those heat indices that we were experiencing for the last couple of days, that should we should get a little bit of a reprieve from that across most of the island chain. Satellite view and radar composite showing the showers and thunderstorms basically breaking up a little bit, but we still have some isolated shower and thunderstorm activity in central Bahamas. Most of the activity across Cuba will be moving into the southeast Bahamas, so we continue to see that trend over the next couple of days. Future forecast, nothing happening across the northern islands, just some spotty showers, activity flaring up across the central and southeast Bahamas, low pressure expected to fall off, well, to develop actually just to the east of the Bahamas by the end of the week, and that will keep most of the activity out there during that time frame. Boating forecast, nice on the waters, northeast winds, 10 to 15 knots, falling light and variable in the northwest Bahamas, 2 to 4 foot seas expected. High tide is at 7:27 at night, the low tide at 1:55 in the morning. For the central and southeast Bahamas, lighter winds, east to southeast 10 knots, seas running 1 to 3 feet over open waters. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, we are improving. Temperatures will take a bit of a dip, but we expect those temperatures to start climbing by the weekend. Much improved weather expected for the latter part of the week, with a couple isolated showers near the southeast Bahamas. That's a look at our weather. Make it a great night, everybody.
All right, thanks so much for that, Greg, and thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall. We'll see you tomorrow night. Have a great evening.